Well, next week marks the beginning of my travel season. There'll be about 3 or 4 months where all I do is travel. So I thought I'd give you guys some of my travel tips because you guys may be traveling for work, or maybe you have your last minute vacations before the fall really kicks into gear. Some of you will be traveling on airplanes, some of you will be traveling in the car, so hopefully these tips can help no matter whichever your mode of transportation is. The first piece of advice has to do with your car. So if you're flying, I would research beforehand and see what is the cheapest way to park. Is it long-term parking? Is it a company maybe off-site that shuttles you to the airport? Or even maybe you have a friend that's able to drop you off so you don't have to pay for parking. Now, if you're traveling and driving your own car, look at gas prices. As you're driving maybe a long road trip, look in different cities, and if there's cheap gas, pull on the side of the road and fill up your tank. It really will save you at the end of the road trip. Number 2, travel apps. If you're flying, a lot of airlines have apps, free apps to do your boarding passes, it's flight schedules, it just gives you information about the airline. So I have all the airlines travel apps, and it really helps me keep everything electronic. Now, if you're doing a road trip or you're in the car traveling, Google Maps even. I mean, there's just great applications to find the fastest way to get to your destination. So look through travel apps. Number 3, pack light. Again, this is one of my spiritual gifts from a few vlogs ago, that I never check a bag when I travel. A checked bag is a lost bag is what I've decided. So I carry everything on, and so I learned just to travel light. And so that's great when you're flying, but also when you're driving. It keeps things a little bit more organized, and even after the trip, you have less clothes to wash and unpack, and I'm the worst at unpacking. So the least things I pack in, the more likely it is I actually unpack my suitcase when I get done with my trip. And lastly, travel time. Look when you're flying, because sometimes it's cheaper to fly earlier in the morning, and maybe that has time to make a connection in a city to get to your final destination. I hate making connections, but if you're on a tight budget, that's a great way to save money. And if you're driving, again, go early, especially on a road trip. If you're headed to the beach or something, no one's on the road at 5 a.m. in the morning usually. So you can get places much faster without traffic the earlier you begin. So those are 4 of my travel tips. Don't know if that's going to help you at all for this fall, but it sure helps me as I'm bouncing in and out of airports and airplanes. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed your summer, and maybe your travel's slowing down and you're home with the kids. But wherever you are, whatever this fall is going to bring, I hope it is wonderful.